So, what if I told you that the most powerful secrets to building wealth aren't locked away in some complicated stock market algorithm, but were actually carved into clay tablets in ancient Babylon? We're about to dive into a 1926 classic, The Richest Man in Babylon, to uncover some truly timeless ideas about money that are just as powerful today as they were back then.
And this right here, this is the core idea for everything we're about to cover. You see, the real magic at this book is showing us that people 6,000 years ago had the exact same worries about money that we do now. The big difference between the rich and the poor back then? It wasn't luck, it was knowledge. And we're going to learn it all through the story of a man who started with absolutely nothing.
All right, so let's meet our guide for this journey. And he's not a king or some wealthy merchant. He's a regular guy, a craftsman named Bansir, a chariot builder who finds himself totally broke in what was then the richest city on earth. His struggle is where our path to financial wisdom really begins. Just picture this for a second. Bansir is the best at what he does, okay? He builds the finest chariots in all of Babylon. But he's sitting there on the wall of his own home, completely broke, just watching the city's incredible wealth flow right past him. He works hard, he's super skilled, and still his purse is always empty. Sound familiar at all? It's a frustration that feels just as real today as it did thousands of years ago. And this is the question at the very heart of it all. Bansir turns to his friend, Kobe the musician, and he asks why they, two hard-working, honest guys, just can't seem to get ahead. They're living right in the middle of all this prosperity, but they have none of it for themselves. It's a powerful, universal question that hits just as hard in a modern city as it did in ancient Babylon. And this is where everything changes. Instead of just blaming their bad luck or asking for a handout, they have this big realization. What they're truly missing is knowledge. So they decide to seek out wisdom from the one person who has clearly figured it all out, Arkad, the richest man in Babylon. That decision, right there, that's the real secret to getting started. So they go to Arkad, and you know what? He's not what they expect. He wasn't born rich. He actually started out as a humble scribe. He tells them his entire fortune was built on one simple, incredibly powerful secret, a secret he learned from a wealthy moneylender in exchange for just a single, long night of work. And there it is, the big aha moment. A part of all I earned was mine to keep. Arkad explains that most of us, well, we pay everyone else but ourselves. We pay the landlord, the grocery store, the phone company. We work for them. The fundamental shift, the real road to wealth, begins the moment you decide to pay yourself first. So, how much? Arkad's rule is beautifully simple. Keep no less than 1/10 of everything you earn. Before you pay a single other person, you pay yourself. That 10%, that's the seed for your own tree of wealth. And the sooner you plant that seed and keep watering it with consistent savings, the sooner you'll be resting in its shade. It's that simple. Okay, so saving 1/10 is the core rule. But how do you actually make it happen and protect that money? Well, Arkad taught a really practical toolkit for this, and he called it the 7 Cures for a Lean Purse. You can think of this as the step-by-step instruction manual for building your fortune. And just look how modern these ancient cures feel. The first one, start thy purse to fattening, that's the golden rule we just talked about. Save at least 10% no matter what. The second, control thy expenditures, is all about budgeting, making sure you can actually live on the other 90% and learning the difference between what's necessary and what's just a desire. You could call it the ancient cure for modern lifestyle creep. Then, the third cure is to make thy gold multiply. Don't just let your savings sit there. You got to put every coin to work so it can make more for you. And finally, number 4, guard thy treasures from loss. This is all about protecting your original investment by being smart, not by chasing some risky scheme you don't understand. Put them all together and you have a powerful system. Save, budget, invest, and protect. So, if the 7 cures are the practical toolkit, then the 5 laws of gold are kind of like the owner's manual. This is the wisdom you need to guide your actions. It's all about understanding how money really behaves, how it grows when you treat it well, and boy, how easily it can vanish if you don't. You can think about the difference like this. The 7 cures are your defense. They are all about helping you build up and protect your initial savings. The 5 laws, on the other hand, they're your offense. They teach you how to put that money to work intelligently, turning it into, as the book says, an army of golden slaves, each laboring and earning more gold. And these laws are just as true now as they were then. First, you have to be consistent with your savings and put that money to work. Next, you gotta protect it by getting advice from real experts, not, as the book puts it, from a brickmaker about jewels. I love that line. The last two laws are basically timeless warnings. Your money will disappear if you invest in things you don't understand, or if you get lured in by those impossible get-rich-quick schemes.
So, after all these stories and all these rules, what's the big takeaway for us, living thousands of years later? It's really that financial freedom isn't some matter of luck or crazy complex schemes. It's all about mastering a few simple but really powerful principles. This might be the most empowering message in the entire book. It's not about willpower, which can come and go. It's about making one single firm decision. Every single character who succeeds in these stories gets to a point where they simply decide they're going to change. And once that determination is really locked in, the way forward just becomes clear. And that's really the final question this ancient book leaves us with. The principles are so simple, right? Pay yourself first, live on less than you make, and put your savings to work for you, wisely. The wisdom of Babylon has been passed down for centuries. So the only real question left is, what are you going to build with it?